turns out that these vampires from this book series are actually real. The ending went so crazy. It's on the back of the book, like it's in the first paragraph. Her new husband murders her at the wedding altar and seizes the throne. And he did do that. Hey everyone, it's me Bailey and welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be reading red and green books to get into the Christmas spirit. So I did do this video last year for Bookmas. I filmed a vlog where I read 2 red books and 2 green books interchangeably to get some of the Christmas vibes going, to get into the Christmas spirit without actually reading holiday and Christmas books. And I feel like that was so fun last year that I wanted to do it again. So here I am with the second installment of reading red and green books, and I actually am filming this intro at the end because when I started this video I was out of town. So we are going to go back in time a little bit to when I picked up the first book, which is a green book, and let you guys know what I thought about it. Hello. Okay, so giving a car update for Fang Fiction. So I am currently out of town, so that's why some of the backgrounds are a little bit different, but still reading for you guys, still reading for this video, reading some red and green books. This is my first speaking update because I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the intro and stuff later, once I get home and stuff, but I did want to give my first update for Fang Fiction. Sorry about the lighting, I know it's a little weird. I wonder if I can, no, that's not helping. But so I am currently 46% into Fang Fiction. I can't say that I'm absolutely loving this book, and I think part of it has to do with the narrator of the audiobook, because I am immersive reading it because I started it while I was on my flight, and so I had my headphones in, obviously to kind of help block out some of the noise from the plane. So I started the audiobook, and the narrator's voice is just so deep, and I just don't love that. So yeah, I'm not loving the audiobook, but I feel like the book itself is fine. So we are following Tess, and Tess has gone through a sexual assault at a party before the book begins, and so she is dealing with the aftermath of that in the book. But this is also about a book, so it's a book within a book, kind of, because Tess has this love for this vampire book series, and so it turns out that these vampires from this book series are actually real. And so Tess has a friend that she has kind of fallen out with after the whole sexual assault thing happened, and so she left college and is now just working as a manager in this hotel. And one of the vampires has escaped this island that they're on. It's essentially a magical version of Manhattan that they have trapped all of the vampires on, and so one of the vampires has been able to escape from this island, and Tess had written this article for BuzzFeed. So this vampire comes and finds Tess and is like, hey, I was able to escape the island, I need your help to get my brother, because she has this twin brother. And so she sends Tess to this island to deliver a message hey, I got off the island, I'm not dead, this is what happened. And so now Tess is on this island with these vampires, and they're essentially trying to figure out how to get the vampires off this island. But in retrospect, the things that have happened in these vampires' lives, someone is writing a book about them. So there is this big book series, and it follows all of these vampires and everything that's happened on the island, how they got there and all of that. And so obviously the public thinks that it's fiction and people love these books, and there's somebody that's writing the story. They don't know who the author is, and so now we are just trying to figure out who the author of the story is and how they know all of the information about these vampires. And so now Tess is on the island with these vampires trying to figure out how to get the vampires back together and whatnot, and how to get them off the island. And so there's also, I'm assuming going to be some sort of romantic aspect in this book. I'm assuming between Hess and Callum, if I had to guess, but Callum is considered the villain in these like book series, so she kind of thinks that he is the villain, and then Felix, this other guy, is considered like the hero, like the more suave vampire, like the good guy. And so she has like a fictional crush on Felix, but now like these are real people. So, and she's like been around like Callum and stuff, so I have a feeling that she's going to like fall in love with Callum and it'll end up being like a romance between them. But this book is told very interestingly. It's told multiple point of view. It's also told like you're getting bits and pieces of the book about the vampires and things, so it's definitely like interesting. I don't really know if I'm loving it per se. I'm still kind of mixed about my thoughts. I feel like it's okay. I was hoping that it would be more similar to something else that I've read from Kate Stayman London, but I don't know. I just am not liking this the way that I've liked her other books, but I am going to continue reading this book. Like I mentioned, I'm about 46% of the way through, so I am about halfway through, and I'll definitely let you guys know like what my final thoughts are once I'm finished with it. And I'm gonna try and get a little bit more b-roll of me reading some, but obviously since I'm not home, it's a little bit harder for me to kind of get b-roll and things. But yeah, so figured I would give that update while I had the chance, and I will talk to you guys again probably once I've finished Bang Fiction. Okay, so I'm home now and I do have a reading update. So I finished Bang Fiction today on the plane while I was on my way home from my Thanksgiving break, and I will be rating this book 2.75 stars. So I just really, one, didn't like the narrator of the audiobook. Two, I also just didn't like the way that the book was written or like told. I feel like it was very much giving almost like a historical fiction type of storytelling for a modern day story, which I felt was like kind of odd. Like it felt almost like Regency-esque storytelling, but of like something very modern. I don't really know if like I'm explaining that correctly, but just the way that the book was written, I just did not like. And like it was random point of view shifts during like the middle of chapters and in the middle of like scenes, and it just like was not working for me. Like I just really did not like the way that the story was written or the way that the story was told. So 2.75 stars. But now I did end up starting the first red book that I'm going to read, and that was Hot for Slayer by Ali Hazelwood. This is keeping up with the vampire theme, and so I did start this on the plane as well. I did not get a lot of this read just because we were about to start our descent, so I finished the first chapter of Hot for Slayer, and so far it's fine. I don't really have many thoughts on it. It was just the first chapter, and I'm definitely interested to see how I'm gonna feel about the rest of the book. I don't know if I will be picking it up tonight again or if I'll just wait until tomorrow, but so far I was liking it. I feel like I always really enjoyed Ali Hazelwood's books and the way that she writes her books, so I'm definitely interested to see what I'm gonna think about it once it's finished. It is just a little short novella, so I'll probably just update once I finish. I think it's less than 100 pages, so definitely like something that would be a super quick read. But since I have had a pretty long travel day today, busy travel day, I'm thinking I'm probably just going to cuddle up on the couch and potentially watch some TV or like a Christmas movie or something, because now that Thanksgiving is over, it is now like really Christmas season and Christmas time, so I really want to get into like the Christmassy type vibes and feels and things like that. So I did just want to give the update now that I'm home and that I finished Fang Fiction, and let you guys know that the red book that I was going to be reading next was Hot for Slayer. So I will probably update you guys again once I have finished Hot for Slayer. I have a reading update. So I finished Hot for Slayer by Ali Hazelwood, and this book was not at all what I expected it to be. It's not at all what I thought it was gonna be. So I ended up giving it 3 stars. I definitely feel like this is my least favorite thing that I've ever read from Ali Hazelwood. I understand that it was a short story, but I don't really feel like it felt very like purposeful. I feel like the Slayer vampire relationship type situation was fine, but then like to learn that in reality this man was literally just like stalking her because he was like in love with her. I mean, go off, I guess, but like I don't know, it just was like not my favorite. And then like the amnesia trope felt kind of like weird and a little bit pointless to me. I don't know. I just wasn't the biggest fan of this one. Like, of course, like it had her regular writing style, which I enjoy, but overall, like the premise and the story itself, just don't think it was for me. Like, I mean, it was fun. Like, it was a quick, short time. And yeah, I don't know. Just not my favorite. I think I would recommend it though around like October, Halloween season time, and not necessarily like during the Christmas time, but it was fine. So 3 stars to that. But now that I'm finished with that book, I will be moving on to the next green book that I'm going to be reading in this video, and that is going to be The Deathless One by Emma Hamm. And this book is like a dark hunter green, so this is what I will be picking up next. I was going back and forth on what I wanted to use for my second green book, but for some reason this one was just really speaking to me. Plus this one was a little bit shorter than some of the other green books that I was thinking about, and I am starting to get a little bit on a time crunch for the Bookmas thing, so I wanted to make sure that I'm reading books that I wanted to read, of course, but also making sure that I can film the videos for you guys as well. So The Deathless One is the next book that I'm going to be starting, and I think that I will be starting this tomorrow. I did go ahead and download the ebook as well as the audiobook from my library, so that way I can listen to it while I'm at work tomorrow. I'm hoping that tomorrow will be kind of a slower day at work, but we'll see, and that I'll be able to get a lot of listening done, and hopefully I can finish this all tomorrow. That would be amazing for my schedule. But it is also finals week. This week I do have a final project that's due tomorrow, which I am done with it. I just have to clean up a few things in it and then I can turn it in. And then I have a final exam sometime next week. I think it's next like Sunday or something. Like it's one of those ones where it's live proctored, so I have to like pick a time like to meet with the proctor, like my professor who is like proctoring it. So whenever she says that it's time to take the exam is when I have to take the exam. So don't know when that's going to be just yet. But anyways, so that is what I'm looking like for the homework for the week. And then I'm also done with the semester, which is amazing because it ended up working out that I have the entire month of December off before my final semester. So I'm so excited about that. Literally cannot wait to graduate in May. But anyways, so back to the books. The Deathless One is the one that I will be starting. I'm very intrigued. I read the first sentence of this book and it says the God's Side on a spring morning, and I feel like that is kind of like making me want to continue reading more. So I think I'm gonna wait to start this in the morning because I have started watching The Rainmaker and I'm absolutely obsessed with that show right now. There's only 1 season now on Peacock and I'm on episode 7. There's only 10 episodes I think, so I should be finished with that in the next like day or two, but I need to make sure that I'm also like prioritizing reading and not watching my show. But I'm like, once I'm done with the show, then like I'll definitely be able to prioritize reading more. So I don't know, but I'm about to go watch an episode of that, and then if I have time tonight before bed I might start this, but it's 8:10 right now. I'm going to bed in like an hour, so I probably will just end up starting this tomorrow, and of course I will update you guys when I do and what my thoughts and feelings are. Hopefully I can maybe update you guys on like a lunch break or something, we'll see. So yeah, that is my update for now, and I will talk to you guys once I have started The Deathless One. It is now the next day, and I did end up starting The Deathless One by Emma Hamm, and I have been listening to the audiobook while I've been at work today, and I can't say that I'm loving this book. I don't know what it is. I feel like the world building is a little absent, and I feel like I just am really not connecting with the writing style, and I feel like it's kind of choppy. Like some of the things that are going on I feel like are very choppy the way that they're explained, and I feel like we don't really know a lot about our main character. Her name is Jessamine, and she is a princess, and it starts out, it's her wedding day like most fantasy books start. And so she is a princess, and there's this like guy that's supposed to like come in and like take the throne and like help her kingdom or whatever, but ends up that's not what happens, and he ends up murdering her literally before they can even walk down the aisle. Like he literally kills her. And I'm saying this because it's on the back of the book, like it's in the first paragraph. Yeah, he literally, her new husband murders her at the wedding altar and seizes the throne. And he did do that. In the in-between, she ends up meeting this god that is called the Deathless One. And in this world, the gods are extinct. Like they are gone. Like all of the gods have died. And so she meets this Deathless One god, and he ends up bringing her back to life so she can get vengeance on the guy that killed her and stole her throne, essentially. And so it is like a revenge sort of story, but I feel like it's not really giving that at this point. And we've got the Deathless One, and she did like tell us his name, and so now we know his name, but it's supposed to be like a romance between her and the Deathless One. But it's weird because like he is incorporeal, is that the right word, where he like doesn't have a body, like he is like shadows essentially, and so he does not have a physical form, so he's just kind of like floating around as his shadows do. And she is like supposed to be this like witch that she had no idea about, because in this world like witches are supposed to learn that they're witches at like a young age, but most of the witches are either in hiding or have died because of the death of the gods, because they draw their power from the gods, and if all the gods are dead then there's no magic left, and anybody who has magic is like in hiding because there's this plague, and they believe that the witches are the cause of the plague. But so far it seems like the witches have only really been trying to help with the plague. I don't know, I'm still a little confused on that part. We're not really diving into that too much at this point, so I don't really know like what's really going on with that. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really like the main character, and I don't really like the Deathless One. I don't know. I feel like this is very boring to me. Like I feel like it is dragging on. Like I'm on chapter 21, so I'm around page 170, and I feel like I've been reading this forever. Like I feel like I should be a lot further along into the book than I am, but also like where I'm at in the story feels like I should be about 10 chapters in. Like I feel like this book is not doing what I had hoped or wanted it to do. So not having the best time reading this. And I did actually look at some of the reviews on Goodreads, and it seems like that is the consensus, that there are a lot of DNFs, 1-star reviews. There were a few like 4 and 5-star reviews, but I feel like it was either a 1-star or a 5-star. So you either love this book or you hate this. And I feel like I am probably falling into the camp of people who do not like this book. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm hoping that it'll get a little bit better. Maybe there will be like some shock factor and things like that, but so far not loving it. But I will be listening to the audiobook tonight because I actually ended up purchasing Diamond Kit, so I do want to start on this tonight. So I think I'm going to listen to the audiobook while I work on this Diamond Kit. I have been seeing these all over my TikTok, and so I was influenced and I bought one, and this one is like a cutie little pink Christmas storefront one, so I'm excited to do this. I hope it turns out cute. I also got some of the release papers because I saw that you're supposed to like cover so you can do like small sections at once. So I'm excited to work on this. So I will be starting this tonight while I listen to the audiobook of The Deathless One, and hopefully I can finish this, if not get a majority of this read. And it looks like this is going to be a series. The next book is called The Heartless One. I must say I cannot see myself finishing the series. I feel like I have a feeling that this will be a one and done kind of series for me. So we'll see, but I'm going to throw the audiobook on, start my diamond painting, make some dinner, do all of that, and I will update you guys once I'm finished with The Deathless One. finished The Deathless One by Emma Hamm, and I am rating this book 2 stars. So this just was not for me. I really had high hopes going into this book, thinking that this was going to be a book for me, but unfortunately just did not love it. Did not like the magic system really. The writing was fine, but the storyline just wasn't very unique or anything that I feel like I haven't read before. I didn't really like Jessamine. I didn't really like The Deathless One. Like, I didn't feel connected to these characters, and I didn't feel invested. Like, I was not like sitting there thinking, oh my goodness, this book is so good, I don't want to put this down. I literally was like trying to do everything that I could to like avoid reading this, because I just didn't really care about anything that was going on or any of that. I don't know. I thought I was gonna like this. It sounded like it was gonna be something that I really enjoyed, right? Because like, murdered on her wedding day, a fallen princess makes a deal for her life with the god of death, but the feelings he stirs in her are more than she bargained for. And I'm like, that sounds perfect. That sounds something that I would love. And unfortunately, it just didn't work for me, but that's okay. Not every book is for everybody, and this one just wasn't for me, but it might be for you. So definitely recommend checking it out if you are interested and this premise sounds good to you. Just unfortunately was not for me. And so with that being said, I'm now done with my second green book. So that means I have 1 book left to read in this video, and that is going to be the final red book. And so the red book that I'm going to be picking up is Princess of Blood by Sarah Halley. This is the second book in the Shards of Magic series, and I will be starting that tomorrow. So I will update you guys tomorrow. I'm not sure if I will be able to read it all in one sitting. I did download the audiobook from my library, so I should be able to listen to it while I'm at work some tomorrow, but we'll just see kind of how much I can get listened to. And yeah, so that is my update for now, and I will talk to you guys again once I have started Princess of Blood. Okay, so it's now the next day and I'm now home from work. So I have listened to some of Princess of Blood today. I am on chapter 7. I'm about 16% of the way through. I am going to check my Kindle to see how far into the book I am. I am on page 80. So I've read about 80 pages, or should I say I've listened to about 80 pages of Princess of Blood today. I was hoping to have gotten more of this listened to today, but unfortunately it just did not get to listen to it like I wanted to, or I had hoped to, but I do have some editing that I need to do. So I am hoping to listen to the audiobook while I do my rough cut of my editing, because I'm not finished filming the clips for the video, so I want to go ahead and just like rough cut what I have so far, so that way when I am done with the video I can go ahead and like just finish it out. So I'm thinking I'll probably listen to my audiobook while doing that, and then also I did want to work on my diamond painting a little bit more tonight too, so we'll see. I have some dinner going in the air fryer, so I'm about to start editing right now, and hopefully I can get quite a bit listened to in Princess of Blood. I can't say that I'm absolutely obsessed with it right now, but I'm hoping that the further I get into it, the more that I will like it. But it does like start exactly where we ended off in the end of the first book. Like, it's literally the next day, so not a whole lot of like time has passed, so we don't really have to worry about trying to catch up to what happened in between what happened in the last book and now. I will say I feel like the author did give us a really good kind of like flashback or like re-explanation of everything that happened in the first book. So I feel good. I feel caught up. I feel like I remember what I need to remember. So I am going to continue reading in the book. So I am hoping to get a big chunk of it read this evening, but I do have 2 episodes left of The Rainmaker, so I did want to happen to finish out the season. So I was hoping to potentially do that tonight, but I want to do my reading instead. So I might do as much reading as I can, and then before going to bed watch an episode and then finish out the season tomorrow, but we'll see. But for now, I'm going to start editing and eat my dinner and listen to Princess of Blood. Hello. Okay, so it's now the next day, and I did not update you guys last night before I went to bed on my progress in Princess of Blood, but I think I made it to about like 23% yesterday. I know when I started reading this morning, I was on chapter 10, but I was able to listen to some of the audiobook while I was at work today, and I'm now on chapter 24, so I'm 59% into the book, and I definitely will be listening to more of the audiobook tonight. I really want to finish this book tonight, so I am getting ready to eat dinner. I just got home probably about 30 minutes ago, and so I'm about to eat dinner, and I'm gonna feed Navy, and then I'm gonna sit down and work on my diamond painting and do a couple of sections of that. Definitely one section, maybe two. I have like definitely made smaller sections because that one section that I did the other day took me like 2 hours to do, so I'm trying to like do the sections smaller so I can not have to do as much at once. So I am going to do one, maybe two sections while I listen to the audiobook, and I'm going to eat dinner, and hopefully I can finish Princess of Blood tonight. I'm enjoying it a little bit more than I was yesterday. I feel like I've kind of gotten a little bit more into the meat of the plot, but I will say that this book is very like politic heavy compared to the first one, because the first one was very much just like the trials, Kenna being in the trials and her trying to help with the trials, and now that we have kind of shifted from that and there's more like political leaning topics happening because of the events of the first book, it is like definitely a little bit slower, which I will say like the trials from the first book weren't like my favorite trials ever, but I feel like I am a bit more interested in the story now. It's still not like my favorite story ever, but we are starting to get a little bit more of the romance, and I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit more invested in that, so I'm definitely interested to see where that's gonna go. But I feel like right now my feelings are just very like meh about the book and the story, so I don't know if there's gonna be any more books after this. I don't know if this will be the last one. I haven't heard anything. I haven't really like kept up with this series or anything, but I am not sure if I will continue. If there are more books, we'll just have to see how this book ends. But I am about to plop in the audiobook and listen to it for the rest of the night, and hopefully I can finish it because I'm just under 60%. I'm 59% into the book, so I'm hoping that I can get the rest of it listened to tonight while I work on my diamond art. So I did end up finishing The Rainmaker last night, so I'm done watching my episodes of that. So now I'm just gonna get to reading. So with that, I am going to go eat dinner and start my diamond painting. So I've been sitting here working on my diamond painting and listening to the audiobook. I'm about 65% into it now, so I've read just over like 6% or so, but I wanted to give like a little update. So this is how far I've made it into the painting. So I started probably like right here. So I've done like this little section right here, like definitely this window, but so I've just done this little section right here, but so far I feel like it's turning out really good. I think I'm gonna move to this section now. I'm probably not gonna do it too much longer just because like I want to just sit down somewhere, but I think I'll do this one smaller section up here because it's still pretty small, so then it would just be like that much. So I think I'm gonna do this section and then reevaluate and probably see about going to bed after that. It's only 6:30, so I have time, but I kind of just want to take a shower and get in the bed. So I'll probably do that once I finish this section, but I'm gonna keep going and keep listening to the audiobook. I finished Princess of Blood by Sarah Howley, and I'm rating this book 4 stars. So the ending went so crazy. Like, Sarah Howley knows how to write an ending to make you want to read the next book and to continue on in the series, because as I told you guys earlier, I wasn't sure if I was planning on continuing in the series or not, but based on that ending, now I need to continue. And I feel like something about this series is that the more books that I'm reading, the more that I'm liking it. Because when I read the first book, I liked it okay. Like, I think I gave it 3 stars, maybe 3.5. Like, I thought it was fine. I thought it was like not my favorite, but like it was interesting enough. I read it during a 24-hour readathon and I thought it was okay. But the ending was so good that I was like, okay, well, don't know if I'll read the second one, but if I do, like, I don't think I'll purchase it just because I didn't like absolutely love the first book. But now that I've read the second book, I bought it on my Kindle. I literally went to go see if I could pre-order book 3, which this book literally came out like probably not even 2 months ago. So there's no book 3 in sight. Obviously, like, there's at least a year before book 3 is coming out. So I don't know why I thought I would be able to pre-order it somewhere, but the ending of this was so good and so unexpected. Like, that was not at all what I was expecting when I started this book. And I'm happy with the direction that it went in, and I'm so excited to see where the book is going to go, where the series is going to go. I think this might just be a trilogy, which if that's the case, then love that. But I definitely will be picking up the next book. So that's me eating my words, saying that I wasn't going to continue on in the series probably, but no, I definitely will be, because that ending was so juicy. Oh my goodness. And if Sarah Howley opens the book like she did this one, I feel like I won't be mad about having to wait a year or however long it is for the next book, because I feel like she did an excellent job of recapping the book. And I feel like too, book 3 will kind of give like prison healer sort of vibes, which I'm really interested in because I really like that kind of setting and that kind of vibe for fantasy books. So I'm definitely interested to see. And I also feel like it will get darker. I feel like each book has gotten like progressively darker as far as like the amount of like scenes that are a little bit like more intense when it comes to like the darkness. Like, obviously there was a scene in the first book that was very dark, and then it had like dark topics, and then in this book there was like 2 scenes that were like really dark, and especially like the ending was like pretty like gruesome and graphic, but it was just so good. It was so good. Like, I literally had to like pause the audiobook a couple times because I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm actually like so scared. Like, I'm actually having like nerves. Like, I'm nervous for what's about to happen, and I feel like that is a good ending if I'm having to be like, oh my gosh, like I need a second to like take a breath and like think. So I don't know, I like this a lot more than I thought. So 4 stars to this. And with that, that is the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. I will have all of my social media linked in the description. And if you have made it to this point in the video, leave a red heart or a green heart to let me know that you made it and which books you would be more interested in, whether they be the red ones or the green ones that I talked about in this video. I feel like this video concept is always just so fun because I had thought about this last year because I was trying to get into the Christmas spirit, but it was like too early. But now, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of a tradition on my channel at this point because this is the second time that I've done this video, and I feel like it's always just so fun. Like, I know, granted, like this year I didn't absolutely love every book that I read, and probably Princess of Blood is probably my favorite from this video, but I don't know, I still just feel like it helps me kind of get out of my comfort zone, helps me prioritize some books a little bit more, and I don't know, I just feel like it's so fun. And with that, hope you guys are enjoying Bookmas. We are really into it now, so there is still more to come, and I'm so excited to be spending the month with you guys and getting all of the Bookmas vibes. Like, this is my Super Bowl. Like, I love this time of year, so I'm super excited to continue on with Bookmas. And with that, thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.